Montecito was definitely our biggest deployment so far. I had no idea that it was going to be what it was until I got there.
First responders from around Santa Barbara and Los Angeles were called in to help. LA firefighter Cynthia Sato and her canine rescue partner Roxy were among them. Roxy is a German Shepherd mix, and together they're members of the California Task Force. As part of a search and rescue team, their job is to respond to major disasters at a moment's notice. On the day the Montecito mudslide hit, they got the call. In one night, 500 million gallons of mud came surging down the hillside, obliterating 30 square miles of this coastal town, just northwest of Los Angeles.
We basically went straight into work. We saw houses with mud in them, waist high. We saw houses completely moved off of their foundations. Just imagining my home, my loved ones having to go through that was not an easy thing to see.
The disaster was the result of a perfect storm. A month before, the surrounding forested hills had suffered a devastating wildfire. The loss of trees destabilized the soil. Then torrential rains followed, turning the hillside to mud, which swept down into the community. Despite 5 years of active service, this was Roxy's first major mudslide disaster. As a search and rescue dog, she'd been trained to track human scent. But this was different. Nothing could prepare her for the extreme conditions. The mud flow had damaged or destroyed more than 400 homes. Roxy and Cynthia were one of 39 search dog teams deployed to the disaster. The first dog on the scene was MacGyver, a 6-year-old Australian cattle dog, and his partner, Rick Stein.
One of the most devastating aspects of the debris flow were boulders. There were boulders as large as large vans, and those would come through buildings and just take structures out.
To get into smashed buildings clogged with mud, 4 legs can be better than 2.
It was difficult. But dogs, their legs are a little bit thinner. They didn't get their feet stuck the way we did. We were hiking in that mud, knee-high, thigh-high, for miles.
It could take human rescuers weeks to check an entire neighborhood, but dogs can do it more quickly, even in extreme conditions.
These dogs can search miles in a matter of hours. She doesn't need to dig up that mud. She can just go in, search, use her nose, check for any victims or any possible victims, and then clear that area.
The rescue teams worked around the clock to ensure no one was left behind. Roxy and Cynthia operated on rotating shifts with the other dog teams.
She's not only saving lives by searching for victims, but she's also saving lives and helping our fellow co-workers to not have to search in these dangerous areas.